right, guys. Thanks for tuning in today to another episode of the Whole Lot of Bogeys interview series. We're here today with Nick LoTempio, owner of the Links Golf and Tap. It's going to be a TrackMan facility with 4 TrackMans here in Niagara Falls, New York. And Nick, I don't know if you want to get started and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the business.
Yeah, guys. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for coming
my
on.
first podcast experience here, so it's pretty cool.
Gotta pop the cherry eventually.
Right? Glad to break you in here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the Links, been here we just hit our year mark, middle of December. So, I classify it as like a golf bar and lounge. We got 4 TrackMan golf simulators, with obviously the bar and lounge behind us. The bar features, full bar and a full kitchen, so you can come in here and basically, eat a full meal, which is nice.
For sure.
It's a pain.
I was going to say, you were telling us a little bit about that before we got started, how it was a little bit of a hurdle. I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so, this whole idea was obviously to be a golf business. That was the first thing. And then I wanted to provide some kind of, alcoholic beverages to the golfers.
100%.
Obviously,
Swing juice.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, during that whole process, I come to find out, I needed to provide food, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I submitted, something, very small that basically a bartender could handle.
Right.
The liquor authority did not allow that, unfortunately. And so now I have to have, entrees with sides and basically a full-blown kitchen. So that's been a challenge, something that I wasn't anticipating myself getting into. But, at the end of the day, business model-wise, it's the best thing. People can come here and golf and enjoy food. So
I was gonna say, I'm sure it's a big draw, kind of given the whole package.
Yeah, for sure.
Here, chill on the couch,
helps them stick around a little bit.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, definitely. It's been, at the end of the day, it's better. It's just it's definitely been one of those hurdles. We have really good food too, so people really enjoy it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's the menu look like? What's your most popular item?
Obviously we have it's called the Links Burger. It's a really good burger. They're freshly made. Our wings are really good.
Nice.
Got to have good wings if you're in Buffalo.
Yeah, right.
It's a staple.
So our wings are good.
Wings.
We don't cut corners on the wings. Everything's really good, man. It's been good. We've gotten good reviews on the food too. So that's definitely another marketing feature that we do. Which
exactly.
It helps out for
sure. Now, kind of starting at the beginning, when did you get into golf? How did you kind of spark that first interest in golf? Because you obviously have to love golf to have something like this, and it's awesome to be able to turn a passion into a workplace or a work environment.
Yeah. So really, I didn't really get into golf. I'm 30, so I didn't really get into golf till I was like 24, 25 years old. I would play like very casually when I was younger. I was very into hockey. That was basically my life forever. I lived in hockey rinks. I played, all over the country, played in Canada. I was very into it. That was like something that I thought I would be doing for like the rest of my life.
For sure.
So, I had some health issues, concussion-wise and stuff. I couldn't really play anymore, so I figured I needed to find something to do. So I really just fell in love with it. It's something that I could work. I worked my ass off on my own game.
Right.
It's something that I take, pretty serious. But I obviously have a ton of fun doing it.
For sure.
But yeah, so I just kind of fell in love with it, like 6 years ago, and then over the last few years, this idea sparked up. Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah. Especially like I said, like with the simulator and like. It's such a big draw around here. We're in the off season right now. Nobody's really golfing. Nobody's golfing outside. You know what I mean? So a couple of years ago, like you said, when you had the idea, definitely something good to jump on.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that's kind of how a lot of people get into golf. We play other sports. I played baseball in college. You know what I mean? End up stopping playing baseball. We get into golf. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those great things. Like you said, you can work on your game. You can still kind of have that passion, have that competitiveness, and everything like that.
For sure.
One of the beautiful things about golf.
Yeah, you can play it to your, as long as you can. Still walk when
golf
you're
and fishing, man. It's the 2 things you can do for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah. You got to start eventually. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously I felt like the area needed something like this.
I was going to say it's the only one in the area too.
Yeah. So
Niagara
like
County area.
the Buffalo Niagara area, like, there's so many golfers, and obviously with COVID, like the golf industry, completely just blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to get outside. People that had never picked up a golf club before started golfing.
Right.
So I felt like it was right after COVID is when right after, I guess COVID's still going on, but
Yeah.
Right
After the height.
after
Yeah.
the initial height is when I opened this, and it's been really good. We got obviously the hardcore golfers that come in here, the Niagara University golf teams.
Oh, nice.
Practice out of here.
That's
But
great.
we get a lot of people in here that have never golfed before,
For sure.
and I wanted to make this place inclusive of everybody, right? Like people that some golf could be intimidating to people.
100%.
So people come in here. I'm hoping to have them come in here and kind of be relaxed and be like, wow, this is a cool game.
Yeah.
Maybe start, their game off in here and then take it to the outdoor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you do a good job at hitting on all aspects. Like you have the TrackMan, so it's going to be really, accurate statistically for, like you said, the serious golfers. People like college D1 golfers can come in here and practice.
Right.
But you also have, the lounge, the bar aspect for people who want to come in and just, try golf out.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the TrackMan. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. TrackMan, obviously, they're the best that you can buy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're legit. Every pro golfer that you see on the range at a tour event, they all have a TrackMan behind them.
Yeah.
They're legit, man. TrackMan, they've been great to me. Anything that I need, they're first class for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you're spending that kind of money too,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
they need to be. But they're awesome, man.
Well, it's good that they're good on the service end as well,
Yeah.
and like customer service with everything. If you're gonna spend that money and get this high of a quality of a product,
Yeah. I was gonna
kinda
say, I'm sure-
expect both ends to be good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it's not an easy machine to work either, if you
No,
have a
I
problem.
mean, they're definitely, when I first installed them, things had to be right, down to the lighting and where they're positioned and everything
Yeah.
like that. So, definitely had to go through some tweaks but man, they're unreal. They
I
really
feel
are.
like lighting's something people probably don't think too much about when you're setting up a TrackMan, but it's got to be able to pick up a lot of the motion and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
actual swing.
every bay has a spotlight in the ceiling. So you want to get non-flickering LEDs.
Yep.
Basically, because that'll pick up better on your spin rates and your face angles and your club pass, all those crazy data parameters that really get down to the fine details. The lighting, it plays a big part into it.
For sure.
Definitely.
And one of the things about the TrackMan that I think is so cool is the diversity and what you can really use it for, in the sense of just what you offer here. There's leagues, there's tournaments. You could come here and you could work on your swing personally. You could come get dialed in before you go out for your first round in the spring, know your yardages down to the tee, and that alone is enough to really make you want to come in here and try it out, because how many times are you out on the course and you're between 7 and 6, 7 and 8, you end up hitting the wrong club, and you could really avoid that if you come here and just took a piece of paper down with a pencil and wrote down all your numbers, got your yardages.
Exactly.
So actually, you don't even have to take a piece of paper and a pencil down. You can download the TrackMan app.
Yep.
There you go.
There's a QR code that you can log into the TrackMan system, and it'll track all your shots.
It's
That's
2023. We don't use
Yeah.
paper anymore. Look, we got an
We got
iPad
the
right
iPads,
here.
we got the
There's
phones,
no
come on.
paper.
So yeah, it's very accessible. It's easy.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's
so
sweet.
they're awesome, man. I mean, I bring them outside. If I want to just practice, at the range for myself, I'll bring one of them outside, hook it up to my phone, and use it as a launch monitor too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There you go. That's sweet. Yeah, it's so important to know, like just going back to the distances. That's something, like you said, maybe not the D1 golfer, they know all their distances, but someone coming in who's casual golfer, average golfer,
sure.
That's a big advantage.
Yeah.
Somebody even looking to take their game to the next step. I mean,
Right.
knowing your yardages sounds so basic, but the whole
Huge.
first year that I golfed, I really didn't even think about it at all. I was way more focused on my swing. And once you get
Yeah.
past that initial, I guess, problem, everyone has their own problem on their first year of golf, but you're going to start fine-tuning things and tweaking stuff out. And
Right.
definitely yardages was a big one for me.
yeah,
Definitely.
it's important for sure.
And learning distance control, whether it's with your wedges or
Right.
or your irons or anything. But
Yeah, just having that instant feedback with all the analytics, I feel like it's so beneficial.
Yeah, and that's the way the world's gone, really,
Sure.
with everything with technology. So
Right.
the golf world's had to adapt to it as well. And everybody, you know, like I said with the pros, they all are taking advantage of this stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, talking about all the different things you can do with TrackMan, what's it been like here on league nights? Like, what's the atmosphere like?
Oh, league nights are awesome. How our leagues work, they're 2-person best ball, so
Okay.
you got to have a partner to come play in them. But they're really fun.
Hey, if you're nervous, come bring a buddy and try it out. You know,
Yeah.
it's honestly the best scenario. You don't want to show up single if you're
have a couple beers,
yeah.
you know, some
Get loose.
food.
Definitely.
You know, people, you know, come here after a long day at work, and like, you know, there's nothing to do in the winter around here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
golfers get the itch, but you can keep your swing going all year round.
Exactly.
You know, it's a night out for everybody, so it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, and if you're in Western New York right now, there is no dome. So come here,
I was gonna say
hit some balls,
Yeah.
try out the TrackMan. You're not going to be disappointed. This place is sweet.
Definitely.
But-
yeah. How's the level of competitiveness in the league?
Yeah.
Does it
Oh,
get-
for sure.
It gets rowdy or no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got your guys that just come in here casually, but there's some people that really take it serious.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For sure.
That's awesome.
You know, we keep track of the scores all year, and you know the winners get a free membership.
Oh, wow.
Following
Beautiful.
year.
Beautiful. That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the league standings on the board right now. We got
Okay.
Monday league and Thursday night.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's, you know, they filled really quick this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to start another day possibly if the draw's there.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, but it's been good.
That's sweet. Great idea of all the leagues. Yeah.
Now, have you hosted any tournaments here yet, or is there any tournaments that you plan to host in the 2023 season?
Yeah, I want to do like some scramble events and stuff
Yep.
like that. TrackMan actually, I don't know if you guys saw, TrackMan started a tour. It's called the Next
wow.
Tour. So it's technically a professional tour. So you have to sign up. I think it's like $100, and it's an event on the TrackMan, and you can win money.
Wow.
Basically. So the last event was this past weekend. I think the next one is like January 18th or something. So it's people from all over the world. There's pro golfers. If you actually look at who registers, is like PGA golfers.
No way.
So you can like,
Damn.
you have to have a certain handicap, I think. Like it's recommended. I think you have to have like 4 and under. TrackMan. So there's Gin, obviously, probably you guys know what you know about.
Yeah.
And TrackMan has their own, on their app, there's their own TrackMan handicap. So you can, as long as you have, you qualify,
Right.
you can play against like, PGA pros and stuff like that.
That's
awesome.
incredible.
It's pretty cool.
That's
Now,
incredible,
would that
yeah.
be how the tournaments would be structured here, where you kind of like had like a time frame to come compete in the tournament, and then there'd be like a standing, or would it be like a daily thing where you had to be there that day?
Yeah, I mean, that was just an example of something. Like, there's also like regular tournaments that TrackMan hosts as well, not their tour, but anybody can go on and just join a tournament, it's called TrackMan Virtual Golf League. You can enter at any time. You can be any handicap. There's different flights. So I haven't done it. I haven't really advertised that yet. I plan to going forward into this year.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's just so much stuff that you could do with it. So yeah, I plan to.
Yeah, I'm even
advertise that.
I'm even looking now. I didn't even know they had like practice. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is a great place where you can go and practice that one shot over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That you're
For sure.
whatever it is that you're struggling with. That I'm just looking at all.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you got the practice. Sorry to interrupt you. You got practice. The practice. So you can hop on a range. It's called shot analysis.
Yep.
That's really where you dial in all your clubs.
Yeah.
And then you can do on-course practice. So you can play the same hole or hit the same shot 1,000 times if you
Go
want.
for that hole in one.
Yeah. And then
That's
the
sweet.
courses, obviously, there's like 150 courses on here, and they're all ridiculously like detailed. Like there's some courses on here that I played like personally, like down to like the bushes and the trees and like the houses. It's like identically the same. It's crazy.
That's
crazy.
sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah.
And, like these are like some other simulators. If you're behind a tree, like you can hit the ball like through the tree.
yeah.
This will kick it back.
Yeah. Like,
Oh
you're
man.
not doing it on these.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're like in the tree line, you're screwed. You got to plunge. It's
like-
legit golf.
It's like I like when they keep it realistic, but like make it a little bit less realistic. Help me out a little bit. Throw me a bone.
Yeah.
It's the best of the best,
though.
though. That's awesome.
Legit.
That's how you want it, though, especially if you're playing your
Right.
buddy for like 10, 15 bucks and he's in the woods. You take a sip of your beer, kick back, relax, and
watch
now
him
you're
take
going
his
backwards.
medicine and punch out. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of guys in here that do they do a lot of money games.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people do. We do a skins night every once in a while too.
Nice.
There
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
out
sweet.
for it all.
100%. One thing that we wanted to hit on, have you have any pro athletes come through here yet, or any Bills players, Sabres players? Because this seems like the epitome of a place where they would just rent it out for the night and then just get hammered, have a ton of fun. Because this is the spot.
Yeah.
You got 4 TrackMans, you got a full bar, you got a restaurant.
There's so much space too.
And
So much
there's a
space.
ton of space. They could bring everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I haven't actually. I don't know because it's kind of a far drive. A lot of those guys live kind of more towards Buffalo, so it's not like it's a decent drive for them. I do want to open up another one somewhere in Erie County.
Yeah, we got that on the
was
sheet.
gonna
I was
say,
going
I
to
think
say,
that was
any chance for
exactly-
expansion, Erie County, because that's closer to us as well. And I mean,
Yeah.
sweet. We're going to definitely be making our way out here frequently.
say,
This
yeah.
place is
Yeah.
this place is the shit, quite frankly. So
Quite frankly.
Yeah, I definitely want to open up another one. That's obviously the goal. I have a lot going on right now. I was working a full-time job and running this, so I just
what were you doing before this?
I
Is
was
this all you're
working
doing right now?
Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, okay, wow.
I recently left that job in October, so I'm just doing this now full time.
No, that's awesome.
I'm married. I have a 1-year-old son. So I have a lot going on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well, congrats on all of that. It's going to be a
gonna
big
say,
year for you this
seriously.
year.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year. A lot going on. So yeah, I mean, long term, I want to open up another one. I just don't know when.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
and I mean, location's got to be another thing too, because I mean, this is a big place, and you got to have like the higher enough ceilings
Yep.
for
Right.
full swings with the driver, and I don't know, it's awesome though right now.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, one thing I did want to hit on is the space that you have. I feel like I've been to one other simulator place, and they was not nearly. I felt really cramped when I was in the bay.
For sure.
And even like here, obviously, there's like 6 feet this way until the
Yeah.
wall, and then we go all the way that way, all the way back.
One thing too, there wasn't a goddamn thing on the walls there. Like it just
Yeah.
didn't like look
Yeah.
great.
I was gonna say this
So-
this place is
Yeah, I'm looking at
Every
a
box
Jordan
is
golf
checked.
thing, Scotty Cameron, fine milled putters, Rory, Phil, big
just what you
Lynx
wanna
golf
see, yeah.
thing right there. Got a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey framed
Yeah,
up.
I'm a
You
Leafs
big,
fan.
big Leafs guy.
Yeah, I get a lot of
Okay.
crap for that, but
it's all right.
It's probably I was gonna say it's gotta be tough in Buffalo being a Leafs
I had
fan,
to get a
but
Leafs thing in here somewhere.
100%.
You know.
Yeah, our third roommate is because we're roommates as well, which makes like doing a lot of the stuff easy
Cool.
too.
Right,
We're able to
yeah.
grind it out and get some shit done. But
Definitely.
our one roommate's big Tampa Bay Lightning guy,
Oh,
and it's
God.
funny listening to him talk shit to all the Sabres
Yeah.
fans who come through the
Yeah,
house and come
exactly.
hang out, and
Exactly.
he just gets to talk about all the Stanley Cups. But
Yeah.
I'll give it to him too. He's been a
Jealous.
fan for quite some time, 15 plus years. So
Right.
he isn't. I don't want to say he didn't bandwagon because that's a generational team.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
good as fuck. So,
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
but
But speaking of the size here, so like you said, most simulator places are usually like 12 feet wide. These are 18.
Yeah.
So I purposely, that was like the main thing when I was designing this place. I purposely wanted to make it wider because I heard a lot of people always say, I feel claustrophobic. I feel like I'm going to hit the wall with my club.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to make sure like when people come in here, they're like very comfortable.
Definitely.
You don't have to worry about that and get their true game going in here.
I was gonna say that was the one thing I kept feeling when we were at this other place is I felt like my longer clubs, my through and my driver was gonna hit the wall to the
Yeah.
left of me, and I don't know.
yeah,
It was definitely messing
constantly
me up.
looking around, making sure that you're not going to do that. But
Yeah.
here, that's not an issue at
Exactly.
all. And I mean, one thing we got to hit on too. There's no way we can forget it. Give this man his flowers. Give him his props. He built every single bay that you see
come
here
on.
and eliminated that problem of the claustrophobic
Yeah,
bays and all
seriously.
that stuff. And that's like when you come here and you see the integrity in the build, it looks great.
I was gonna
I
say,
mean, I
yeah,
did construction for 3.5 years. Just looks great.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good team to do it. I mean, I was definitely all over their shit. I had a deadline. Like, I basically like July of 2021 is when I said, all right, I'm doing this, and I wanted to be open by December 1st. So really, we were on a deadline. I was, there was some stressful times. Going back and forth trying to get things done. But my guys that helped me with this were great.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy how fast we put this up.
Yeah.
And the details and everything. When people come in here, they're like kind of blown away at how the place looks.
Oh, 100%.
I was gonna say, was it 5-6 months from the idea to the
yeah,
creation?
so July 1, I mean, well, middle of July is when I thought of it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think of it. Middle of July is when I said, okay, I'm doing this. But we didn't start the build out till like the second week of September.
Wow.
So basically
even less time.
3 months.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, that's one of the things, too, I feel like, is having an idea and actually executing it and not just talking about it.
Right.
It's one of the biggest things in life. Not saying, I mean, that, like, I
sure.
want to do this or I could do this. Like, just go do it. I mean, look at you. You got a full bar, restaurant, 4 TrackMan golf simulators.
The whole business
This
setup
is
and everything like that.
it's dream job type stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely been all, you know, it's stressful. Definitely, you know, trying to, and now that, you know, I'm here, this is my full, you know, I was working in another job. Now that I'm doing this, it's even like more, but doing this alone with nothing else, it's even more like, you know, it can be stressful. Definitely running your own
Definitely can
business.
see that. Definitely can see that.
I mean,
for
there's
sure.
a lot of stuff probably that goes on behind closed doors that a lot of people probably don't think about, don't see.
Right.
And it's not like you just have the idea to do this and you pop it up and then now you're doing it. Like I'm sure it was very stressful and like very risky thing to do. I mean,
Yeah, I'm learning
leaving
on
your
the fly basically still. You know, I've never ran a business before. My father-in-law really is someone that I, you know, pick his brain. He's, you know, the building that this is in, my family owns. So he owns this building. You know, so he's very in tune to how to run a business and knows a lot. So I've definitely, you know, fed off him on how to do things. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning every day and stuff that I still don't know.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm sure things come up too. Like we started the episode off talking about your menu. You know what I mean? That was kind of a thing that came up that you had to adapt and, you know, create a full menu, and, you know, you did it.
Yeah, and then the health department comes along, and you gotta, you know, obviously be up to par with all them, and you gotta pay for permits, and it's like stuff that, you know, it's a lot of non-golf related stuff that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, comes with the territory, I guess. But
Right. Speaking of keeping on the business end, the golf related though, how does your memberships work?
Oh yeah. What are the perks
so-
of being a member too? Is there anything that comes with it?
Yeah, so basically, if you join, it's like I think it's $175 a month.
Okay.
You can come golf as much as you want Monday through Thursday. So as long as we have, you know, bays available, you can come in and golf, and you can bring up the 2 guests with you.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a kicker right there.
Yeah,
That's
huge.
huge.
I feel like, that's huge because not a lot of people would want to just, I mean, I would want to come alone. A lot of people would want to come alone actually, but like being able to bring a friend, kind of like a updated, you know, gym membership where you can bring someone along with you.
Well, no, it definitely is an icebreaker. It's one of those things where we golfed forever, so we never, I don't want to say we never experienced it because we did, but like starting out in golf, especially, like think about, we brought my dad to a tournament, right? This guy never golfed, bought a brand new driver. He was taking the cellophane wrap off of the head of his driver at the tournament.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was getting himself into, and then watching him throughout the day, like, sorry, Dad, but like slowly just get demoralized because he like, he realized he's like, I have no swing. He's like, it's tough. So bringing a couple people with you, like he wouldn't have done it, is what I'm saying, without us there.
Right.
So there is stuff like that where, and now he golfs all the time, goes to the range. Yeah. Sure, he's going to be coming here hitting some balls. 100%. So
yeah, so there's perks with it. Obviously, you can bring 2 guests. You know, you get deals off the bar.
Awesome.
You know, they get first access to like our merch and stuff like that we do.
Oh yeah.
that's another thing. We're gonna have some B-roll shots of the merch that you got. I mean, dude, the hoodie, sweet. I've seen some of the other stuff that you've put out. The head covers, it's awesome. I mean, come here and you gotta rep it when you're not here. So I mean, you definitely gotta scoop something up.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
no, it's awesome. Weird question. What was it like? How much thought went into like picking out like the drink menu and the beers and everything? Are you a beer guy, mixed drink guy?
So I've never really been like, I love beer.
Yeah, us as well.
Yeah, I like enjoy beer. I think it tastes good. So like, I'm not like, I don't drink beer to like, I don't like chug beers. I like enjoy drinking a beer. But like, as far as like the bar business goes, I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Like what I was doing. You know, I'm still, like I said, learning on the fly. So like, there's like, I'll be honest with you, sometimes like people want to come and order like this weird mixed drink. Like I have no idea what it is.
Oh yeah.
I'll like just like Google it and be like, I can make this for you, but like, so yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm still learning the bar business. it's turned into more than what I anticipated, which is great. I'm learning something new. So yeah, but drink menu and stuff like that. I keep everything local in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got Blue Light on tap, so you can't go wrong with that ever in Buffalo. I see a beer from Resurgence. I can't tell what the other 2 taps are, but those 2 alone are enough.
Yeah,
where
so
I'd
there's
have a couple
2
of
Pressure
them,
Drop. They're local. Southern Tiers over there, EBC.
Yep.
Resurgence. We've got 12 Gates in here.
We drank a lot of EBC Blueberry for a while.
Yeah,
that was
we were
like
on that.
the
Yeah,
we
beer.
got that on tap. Also, I got
beautiful.
I got 8 beer taps. They're all local beer taps.
awesome.
So I like to keep it local for sure.
Love it for sure. Yeah, you were talking about a lot of unexpected things in business. What's your favorite part? So you were saying, there's a lot of things that came along that you struggled with or whatever, had to overcome. What's your favorite part about owning this place?
I mean, this is like, I come in and I'm running a golf business. It's like
dream come true.
Yeah,
right?
it's unreal. I mean, it's something that I didn't ever think I'd be doing. It's awesome, man. Just seeing people come in here and enjoy themselves, and all the hard work that you put into it, and people are enjoying themselves. It's really like, it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, you get to see it right in front of you. You know what I mean? When the people come in, you see their reaction. You see our reaction. You know what I mean? Even down to the lights, everything's aesthetically pleasing. You get to see all that right in front of you.
Yeah, so it's been awesome, man. It's like I said, a dream come true, and there's opportunities for more, and that's
For sure.
Right.
I definitely want to. The golf world is rapidly changing.
Definitely.
It's definitely more accessible to people that never thought they'd want to get into the game, and there's a lot of opportunity out there for different ideas, and so I have I'm doing I have some ideas planned that I don't know if I can't release yet, but
I was gonna say, don't
No worries. Don't give
play
away
all your cards too soon.
Yeah, there you go.
Might have to have another episode in 6 to 8 months, reconvene, talk about some
Absolutely.
updates in the business and everything.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, like you said,
crazy,
golf
though.
is totally changing, though. It's way more accessible, and thanks to places like this, too, where people can come in, not as much pressure, you know what I mean? Come in, have a few drinks, try golf out, and you never know, someone comes in just with their friends, and then they were like, wow, that was actually really fucking fun.
I get so many people that come in here that have never hit on a simulator before.
Yeah.
It's like the way the world's going now, like there's like, in 10 years or 5 years, maybe even less than that, it's like everybody's going to know what a simulator is. It's like,
sure.
Right.
So there's a lot of people that have never hit on them before, and, this is their first experience, and most of the time they love it.
Yeah.
The majority of the time.
It's got to be awesome getting in so early on this, because I mean the golf industry, like you said, is changing, and it's really cool to see just even in the past 2 years or since the peak of COVID, like we were talking about, golf has just skyrocketed.
It's
Like
crazy.
it just took off. It started with like the Good and the Foreplay guys on YouTube helping kind of promote it and engage in that younger crowd, which is kind of like obviously what we're trying to do too, just kind of bring like certain aspects of the golf world to people that they might not get to see, putting a name to a face and stuff like that with some of these brands and companies. And
Yeah, I
people.
love what you guys are doing.
Appreciate
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I see you guys on. I saw your YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
I think it's cool, man. You guys are. You've interviewed some people that people probably never even heard of or know.
Exactly.
And it's like
Right.
you're just bringing them to the forefront, and
Definitely.
it's cool, man. I like. It's definitely. You guys are wanting to get into the golf industry and the golf business, so.
Yeah, showing
Give you
people
props.
it's a little younger of a game now too. There's like I don't know,
100%.
when people think of golf, if you're not in golf now, you just think of kind of like the old dudes at a course
the
who
old
aren't
country
that
club.
nice.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
we've all seen Caddyshack. You think of the
Right.
the owner of that one country club in the movie or whatever. It's
Yeah.
been a while since I've seen the movie, but
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
dude is just he's just a cock. You don't want to play with that guy.
No, it's a different game now though, and I feel like people like us are showing that. You know what I mean? Where we're younger dudes, we're coming in and fucking changing it up a
Just
little
with
bit.
like the
100%.
style too of golf and the way people dress, and
Definitely.
it's like there's a lot of good brands out there now too, that I love, that I rep all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like I'm a trendsetter or anything, but I
Oh man, pop your shit, dude. Say
Let's
what you gotta
go.
say.
Hell yeah.
Say
no,
it.
but I definitely wear a lot of like the newer stuff. That,
100%.
I got like all Jordan golf shoes and
Yep.
G4
Hell yeah.
stuff, and
You
a
know
lot of-
Malbon?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
we
like their stuff.
we got a podcast coming up with somebody who's got like a deal with Malbon. I don't know if you know
Nice.
like pro skating at all, but
Yeah.
Justin Eldridge from Chocolate and Girl
Yeah.
got him coming on next week, so that'll be
Sweet.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, so just I mentioned the clothes just because it's 10 years ago. Some of the stuff that like people wear on the golf course,
you would never wear now.
You know, pro golfers are wearing hoodies and like, you know, joggers, and it's.
What you're wearing now is the best integration to golf fashion, I think. Like the lightweight hoodie that's like acceptable on like any course that you want to go play. Definitely. Like you don't have to pop out in a collared shirt and pants.
I just
anymore.
remember like 5 years ago, like we went to a club and my buddy was wearing a hoodie and they wouldn't let him on the course.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, now I'm thinking like everybody wears that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I used to play with somebody who would obviously like come in a polo and then just have like a basic graphic T-shirt in their golf bag. Wait till we get on the second hole, and then they'd change out there like, I wear a polo to work Monday through Friday. I'm not wearing one on my day off. And I was like, whatever you got to do, man. You got to play a game.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I love how the golf world's going. It's exciting.
Yeah, so like speaking of clothing too, like companies like Malbon, there's so many different companies coming out like that are, you know, colliding worlds. Like you said, we got pro skaters that are now signing with golf companies, and
or at least endorsing it. I think he's kind of like just endorsing it, kind of promoting it, posting pictures with everything. And I don't know, Stephen Malbon, the guy who like started the company, he's associated with like Atiba Jefferson, Eric Costin, all those guys. And Malbon itself is kind of like, as you know, like that hybrid between like Palace, Supreme, and then TaylorMade or Callaway. So it's pretty sweet. Like, I mean, I love their logo with like the little golf ball guy or like the script M. Like, it's dope.
They do some cool stuff. I know they have like NFTs and stuff too.
Oh yeah, the Malbon Club thing. I think I've seen on Instagram.
They're definitely like definitely a trendsetter for sure.
For sure.
You know, I love Grayson stuff. I rep a lot of that. You know, a lot of the.
I like the Roback stuff too.
Yeah, Roback's good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
See, I like the Peter Millar stuff too, like the Barstool stuff, but sometimes I'm looking at it and like I think Roback is priced like right at golf equipment level. And then Peter Millar is like that next level up where I'm like, it's not.
It's incredibly expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, not to knock Peter Millar, but it's just not. If I was going to spend that much on something, I'd probably go with a different brand or a different.
Yeah, like Grayson's expensive.
Go with Malbon.
Yeah.
You know, so some stuff can get definitely pricey, but you know, if you can get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you rock the Jordan golf shoes you were saying?
Yeah.
What do you like, the ones, or do you have like the green 4s? Or
I have the 4 white cements.
Yep.
I have 11 low. They're like white and black. And then I have
kind of like Concords, or
yeah,
nice.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
And then I have I forgot what the other ones are.
Speaking of other stuff you own, what kind of clubs are you gaming?
Oh yeah, what are you gaming right now? What's in the bag?
TaylorMade is my shit.
Nice.
I got all like the latest stealth. I got the stealth driver, stealth 5-wood.
There you go.
P790s right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love those. I love the feel. You know, I've tried other clubs before. I don't know, something about TaylorMade. They're just comfortable for me.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure. 2 of my favorite clubs in my bag are TaylorMade. I got an M1 3-wood that I'm in love with.
Yeah,
for sure.
Keep it in the bag as long as you can.
Definitely.
Oh, 100%.
I'm a big Rory guy too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the driver I play is it came out in like, it's older. It's like 2015, 2016, but it was the Vapor Pro that, if you remember the PGA Rory McIlroy game, he's using that driver on the cover.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, if that one's good enough for him, it's still good enough for me. Scooped it up for like $100 and something bucks. But we're about to have a pretty big change in our bags coming up soon. We've been talking with company and kind of helping promote, because we also are going to be doing stuff with 18 Birdies coming up in this new year. Whether it's advertising their brand, and then they hooked us up with like the premium features and everything, so we can kind of show off the swing analysis and all the different courses that they kind of have.
You guys are doing good, man. I'm excited.
Trying to network, get some good connections in the industry going, and see where we can take it.
Yeah, one question I feel like we kind of ask everybody we talk to. I feel like we got to hit on it. How do you feel about the Live PGA?
Where do you stand with that?
Threw a curveball, but I feel like we got to ask that.
So, I guess I look at it as an athlete. You know, I have some good buddies that are like professional hockey players.
Yeah.
And I just look at it as like an athlete wise, like if they're paying you that much, if you're getting paid that much money, like it's so hard to like,
can't turn it down.
It's so hard, man. Like,
hard to say no.
Like these guys are probably, most of them have families.
Right.
You know, they've been grinding for years. People don't understand with golf, like it's so hard to make money.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many tours. There's so many nights where days where you're driving in your own car, going from tournament to tournament, trying to make a living.
Right.
So when someone comes along and they're offering you that much money, it's hard to turn it down.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Eugenio Chikara, who's on the Live Tour. He left Oklahoma, opted out of his senior year, and he got a little bit of backlash for that. But looking at it from an athlete's perspective, how could you get upset at him for doing that? He just
These guys have worked
he
their
got
whole
generational money.
I was gonna say.
At the age of 22.
Yeah.
I think, and he won.
Didn't he win his first
Yeah.
tournament? Yeah,
or
maybe
he won
not his first
in
tournament.
his first year with Liv. He won, which is crazy because there's guys who have been golfing as a professional for a lot longer than him. And I think one of the things too that bugged people was kind of it was the fast track to becoming a pro golfer. He didn't have to go through Monday qualifiers, Corn Ferry Tour, Q School, any of that
For
stuff.
sure. I get the argument.
I do and I don't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, what I don't like is what it's turned into with all the animosity and I'd like the PGA Tour and the Live Tour to somehow find a way to coexist.
Yeah.
Right.
That would just be beneficial to everybody.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard to hate on a guy for turning down that money.
Yeah.
It's you would turn it down. I wouldn't. If pay me that, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's there's plenty of money to be made in the golf industry for both of them to coexist, and I feel they're missing the ball and dropping the ball and missing the boat when it comes to Live versus PGA. You don't even have to do it every year. You could do it biannually. You could do it every 4 years. People are still going to watch it.
Yeah.
The top players go and compete. Not everybody from both tours goes. And then there's that, I don't know if you saw on Netflix, they have this Drive to Survive documentary about F1. It's a docuseries. They're making one for golf now, and they couldn't have had a better year to start it. It's the PGA Live drama, all that shit going on.
You know how much stuff they probably got on camera?
They couldn't have asked for a better year to do it. Because, I mean, a lot of it, I'm sure they didn't know was going to happen. Because well, I mean, I'm sure they knew that Live was going to kind of make that break forward, but who knew Jay Monahan was going to respond how he did, and everybody hates Greg Norman to start, and then he's the face of the other league. You can't write this stuff. Offering Tiger $800 million, and he said no. Turns out he's a billionaire 2 weeks later. That's crazy.
He doesn't need that money.
No.
But even Rory now has changed his tune over the last couple months. It's he's saying they need to find a way to coexist.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think.
I'm glad he did, because I am a Rory fan as well, and I mean, I just I don't know, not to be a cornball, but think about when Drake and Meek Mill hated each other. You liked one, you liked the other. You didn't listen to both.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you just want everyone to get along.
Yeah, it makes everything a lot easier.
It shook up the golf world, really divided it for a while. I feel like
for sure. Everyone should just hate Patrick Reed. Don't hate Rory. Don't hate anybody else.
There you go.
Don't like Patrick Reed.
But yeah, Live's cool, man. They're playing music during the events, letting guys wear shorts,
concerts.
Streaming it live on YouTube.
They're making it more of a family event, I think, which is cool, because I don't think I could give my girlfriend any amount of money or anything to have her go to a PGA event with me and have a good time. Not just go, but have a good time. But if she went to the Live event with me, I'm sure she would leave and say, that wasn't the worst thing we ever did.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, speaking of that, I brought my wife to we went to the RBC Canadian Open in Toronto this past summer. And I brought my wife.
Yeah.
And she was not prepared at all. I told her wear sneakers and socks.
A lot of walking.
There's a lot of walking. She wore I think she wore Converse with no socks.
Yeah.
She had blisters. We had to stop a million times.
Yeah.
So yeah, she tells me she never wants to go back. But
see, would you, if you're gonna go to an event, would you want to be in the grandstands at a specific green or the iconic green, or do you like to walk and follow the player? Because I
like
feel
to
I
walk.
want to walk. Yeah.
I bought when we went, we had the VIP tickets, so we had we could go into this VIP section grandstand. They had all the food and stuff, which it wasn't that great. I wanted to walk and follow Rory.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. The entire place was following Rory.
That's sweet.
So it was very hard to see, so I was trying to run, catch up. My wife is way behind me. So yeah, it was kind of
ditching her at some points.
Yeah.
Who won that tournament? Was it?
Rory won it.
I was going to say, didn't he win it back-to-back years? You won it again?
Yeah. Well, 2019 was the last one, and then with COVID, they didn't have it.
Yeah.
So this was their first one back, and he won it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's awesome. Who's your go-to golfer on the Live Tour, though, if you had to pick somebody?
On Live?
Yeah. We're big Cam Smith guys. He's he's funny. He's got the hair. He drives the fast cars. He's funny.
He's awesome. I love, I don't know. I mean, I love DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
DJ's the man. He lives a life.
Definitely.
Um,
He's got the course record at Ivy Ridge, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
I don't know if you know. He got it when he was. I
think he was in college.
I think it was either he had just graduated from high school and it was the summer before he went to college. He went and played there, broke the course record.
Yeah. Anyone who's listening, Ivy Ridge.
I think it was after he played at the Porter Cup, if I'm not
was it?
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
if I had to pick one guy to hang out with between PJ and Liv, it would be Pat Perez.
Oh, 100.
Oh,
Oh,
for sure.
100.
For
You ever seen his
sure.
house?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like if Riff Raff had a house as a pro golfer, it would look like Pat Perez's house. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's the man.
That's
I would love to just sit down, like have a drink with him, and just play around a golf with him.
He owns his role too. I think it's like there's
Yeah.
two different ways that you could respond to being Pat Perez. You could either be sour or you could be Pat Perez, and I think he.
Well, that's
Yeah.
He's a prime example of that dude grinded for like 20 years to stay on the PGA Tour.
He's got a crazy story.
Yeah,
like, do you
grinded.
know about his college history and how he didn't get offered a spot on his senior year? He left. He was delivering like clubs to pros from TaylorMade in a van or something like that. And then the guy who he was working with was like, pretty much like, Pat, you can't be doing this. You got to start playing again. You got to start doing something. Went out and started grinding his way through qualifier tours and made his way up. So I mean, he's got a sweet story. Like all the money to him, all the power to him.
Yeah, I don't blame him for
definitely.
taking the Live deal at all.
He's got a sweet
also at
shoe
the-
collection.
He's sick.
crazy.
Well, he's a Jordan athlete.
Yeah.
So he's got all the sick shoes. Man.
All of them. Yeah.
He's probably getting them before anybody else
Oh, he
too.
definitely
That's
is.
got to be one of the coolest parts about being like a sponsored athlete for one of those top brands, like getting that care package. It's it doesn't matter whether you're Pat Perez or whether you're somebody like us. You're probably opening it up like Christmas morning, getting all
sure. Oh,
excited.
for sure.
Like it's got to be sweet.
I feel like golf specifically too. Like
It's a gear game.
Yeah, it's a gear
like people
game.
hate to
It's an
admit it, but it's a
accessory
gear game.
You know what
like
I mean? Yeah,
your gear
definitely.
matters. What you're wearing, look good, feel good, play good.
100%.
Hate to say it, but it's how it
Couldn't
is.
agree more. For
Yeah.
sure.
And what was I gonna say? There's one other thing before we kind of close it out. I feel like I already touched on the Sabres players and the Bills players and all that. That was like I really want to hit on that though. I feel like this time next year we're gonna be laughing because we mentioned that before. But like once they come here, they're not gonna want to leave.
Yeah,
like this is
definitely.
the pro athletes hangout spot. You can go
for
have
sure.
some drinks, get some food, and compete and play and have a good time.
I'm open. If they're watching,
Yeah, if you're watching,
Come
go
on
to
down
Little
here.
Nick and
Get them
come
in
on
here
down,
for
yeah.
sure. For sure, yeah. Game of golf is changing though, for sure. Like I said, starting with places like this all the way to live. You know, like I said, playing music, letting people wear shorts and things like that. So yeah, seriously, it's amazing.
I can't believe
place.
that was as big of a deal as it was.
Wearing the shorts?
Wearing shorts on like the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one guy who can't wear shorts, and that's the Don. Don doesn't wear shorts. But
There you go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was that big of a deal. But I mean, I guess it was enough to the players, and I mean, enough of the players too. It's one of those things where if you don't want to wear shorts, don't wear shorts. And if you want to wear shorts, throw them on.
There you go.
But people always find something to get mad about, especially in the golf community.
Definitely.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
specific.
It's all those old heads.
There's
and whatnot.
multiple different demographics of people that play, but then the one that is most noted is like the dickhead, like the people who
you guys
give you a hard time.
Do you guys belong to a club at all or no?
No, actually.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
we've looked into a few different ones, but the problem is like we like playing all over the place and
for
switching
sure.
it up every
What
weekend.
you guys are doing, it's probably doesn't make sense, but like if you join a club, you'll definitely see a lot of
the regulars,
and just people bitching all the time, and
For sure.
so it's a different world once you kind of join a club. It's like you got a lot of the old heads in there that don't like the younger kids,
Right.
Especially now with what's going on with like we talked about the trends and.
There's just so many younger people are
There's
golfing.
two different ways to
you know?
to be receptive to that. You could either love it and think it's growing the game that you want to play and that you like, or that it's kind of killing it in a sense because it's not what you want. Like older people hate change, and I think that's one of the biggest problems.
Yeah,
is
definitely.
everything's gonna change, and golf is honestly changing for the better. It's becoming more and more popular, and I know there was a big problem maybe like within the past 10 years even of courses just closing and not having the funds to stay open and not having the foot traffic. And I mean, courses have to have seen record years in the past 2 years. Like it's been
100%.
packed. Like there's been courses where growing up we would go play them, and it was the easiest place to walk onto. You'd never have to worry. And we go there now, and it's like, oh well, you should have called ahead.
Yeah,
I didn't know you
Should've
guys had
called
phones.
Week. Yeah,
like-
exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's exciting though.
Yeah, definitely
is.
exciting. Like I said, starting with awesome places like this to getting people into the game more accessible. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and there's hopefully more, stay tuned for some cool things that I'm putting together. So
yeah, we're excited for some of those announcements. Hopefully, when we see them get thrown up online, we'll obviously hit them with the retweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of
and
course.
I think it'd be awesome to kind of meet back up in a few months whenever some changes
anytime.
happened, and we can talk about what's going on and what else you got planned.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
We really appreciate you having us on here today, Nick, and
awesome.
letting us come in and getting a little change of scenery for the viewers, letting them kind of get to see what we're looking at, and it's pretty sweet. We're going to definitely go around and get some shots to show everybody, insert in, and
definitely,
it
super
was a
excited
great
about this.
time. Fun
really
chopping it
appreciate
up
it,
and talking some shop.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, hell yeah. All right. Close it out there.
Peace out, guys.
Thanks, guys.